Previously on Divorce Court.
Ms. Bluitt and Mr. Coleman, you're together 9 years, you do live together. Ms. Bluitt, why were you in court today?
He is a liar and a cheater.
Okay, you're going to have to prove to me that this man is a liar. Make your case.
We was at a hotel room and we had a friend. He started getting too comfortable with the girl. And so I put a phone underneath my clothes while he was not there. And when I got back to the hotel after I got off work, I listened to the recording. And then I heard him having sex. The bed was moving.
Did you have sex with this woman in the room?
No, I did not.
Mr. Coleman, did you have the woman in the room?
She did come in the room. She lies. She went with her friends one time to the sip and paint thing.
Well, what was wrong with the sip and paint?
Because it's erotic, nude sip and paint.
Mr. Coleman, do you think she had sex while she was over at the sip and paint?
No, I don't
Thank you, stop. Ms. Bluitt, do you think he had sex at the bachelor party with the people?
I know he didn't do, no.
Okay, so why are we talking about it? Next. I know that there has been accusations of cheating. You have an accusation as it relates to a young lady named Siobhan. Tell me about this.
When I met her, she's relationship with his best friend.
Oh, that could have been a good couple thing because it's his best friend and that was his lady.
It started out like
Got
that.
it.
We were cool. But then I started noticing her keep staring at my babe, giving him googly eyes, and doing weird stuff, calling him down to the car.
So you started to think she was being a little too close with your man?
Yeah, for what? You don't even want to be my friend. So I mentioned it to her. You're getting too close to my babe. Can you back up a little bit?
Okay, that's woman to woman.
She don't respect that. So me and her almost got into it because instead of her trying to enjoy the function, she's sitting over here having googly eyes with my babe. Why? When you supposed to be enjoying the function, but you sitting over, and I'm videotaping the whole thing.
See, Yana, at this point, we were together.
But my babe wasn't paying attention to her at all. But you sitting over there Googling eyes with my baby. My best friend saw her doing it.
This was a dark setting because we were all in a strip club atmosphere, and it was kind of dark. I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm facing...
Ms. Bluitt's not accusing you of doing anything. She's saying that the young lady was being inappropriate.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't understand why she do that, because this girl, she just got a big heart. She's in love with him, like my brother. This is my closest friend, like my brother. She loves him. And when I dropped her off at work, I was on the way back home. So I called her. So when I called her, I said, well, what are you doing? She said, well, I'm kind of hungry. I was thinking about getting something to eat. I said, me too, but I didn't really want to cook nothing. So then she was like, well, if you come up here to the Waffle House thing, you know, I'll buy you something.
So she offered to buy
me something to eat.
Okay.
So I said, okay, because what it was, she wanted to discuss trying to get back close with him again, because they had a little spat.
So do you know that your fiance doesn't particularly care for her? Did you know that ahead of time?
But
and he don't care?
No, it ain't like that. It's like she give me mixed feelings about that, because this same person done been invited to our house. She cooks in our kitchen. You know, they done cook next to each other.
Something tells me, Mr. Coleman, the problem is not her when she is around Ms. Bluitt. It's Ms. Bluitt's concern of what she does when Ms. Bluitt is not there. But you know what? We don't have to guess, because Siobhan has agreed to come in and testify here in divorce court. So, Robert, would you ask Siobhan Cunningham to join us?
Sure.
Thank you.
In that situation that he's talking about, he was over her house for 3 hours. That situation.
Ms. Cunningham, hi.
How are you doing, young
I'm very, very well. Would you please state your name for the record?
Yes, my name is Siobhan Cunningham.
And are you the Siobhan that we have been discussing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in the words of somebody we all know, let's not put somebody's name in your mouth unless you're prepared to back it up, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so, Ms. Cunningham, what is the nature of your relationship with the defendant?
I met Derrick through one of his mutual friends, which is my ex-boyfriend. And so me and Mr. Derrick were just like friends.
Okay, so how long were you with your ex?
Almost 3 years.
Okay, and during that time, you got to know his best friend, who is the defendant, is that correct?
Correct.
So let's just put it all out there. We know that the defendant came to your house. Why did he come to your house?
He came to my house because he called me and he asked me what I was doing. And I told him at that point I was getting ready to go get something to eat. So he was like, sure, okay, let's go get something to eat. So we went to the Waffle House down the street from my house. I wanted to talk to him a little bit about my ex because we broke up and it was kind of toxic. So I kind of wanted to amend the situation because I didn't want no bad habits on me. And so I wanted to move forward in the situation even if we could just be friends.
And you knew that he would be a good conduit because
he talked to him.
the guy's best friend.
Yes, ma'am.
Makes good sense. So y'all were gonna have a conversation. You all do have this conversation at the Waffle House. How does he end up back at your home?
Because we took the food back to the house.
Okay, so you had this conversation at your house.
Yes, ma'am.
Did anything else happen
No,
that was
ma'am.
inappropriate?
No, ma'am.
And you do know when I say inappropriate.
I do know what you're talking about. No, ma'am.
Okay, have you ever had an intimate relationship with the defendant?
Never, and I never will. Me and Derrick are friends. She's even admit to me that she know that we have not had anything sexual-wise. So I don't even know why she keep going on about the situation.
I'm about to find out. Miss Bluitt, did you confront Miss Cunningham about Mr. Coleman being over at her house that day? Did you speak to her about it?
Yeah, she lied and told me that he wasn't over there.
So now I come back to you, Miss Cunningham.
Yes,
Why
ma'am.
lie?
I lie because I know the type of person she is. She ain't gonna believe nothing anyway, so why proving something to her when I know the truth, when I know how she's gonna react to it? She has trust issues. She's insecure about every little thing. She's never gonna have no friends being that type of person.
So it sounds like you wanted to avoid drama. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah.
And you know the lie made drama.
Right.
Because the easiest way to get out of that is, oh yeah, we picked up some food and we came over here. You want to speak to him? Or well, if it was over, if it was done, say, yeah, but that's between you and Derrick. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So the way to keep yourself out of drama is to be honest. That way, whatever's going on with them, let them deal with it. That doesn't have anything to do with you. The only reason why you're here in this is because you didn't tell her the truth. So now she has reason to suspect that something else was going on, even if nothing else was going on.
I don't have to tell her nothing. I don't have to prove nothing to her.
100%, because you're not in a relationship
Nope,
with her.
I sure am not.
What do you think about the plaintiff and the defendant's relationship?
It's very toxic. She's gonna lose Derrick and somebody else gonna snatch him up. And if I wanted him, I could have had him.
No,
You're jealous and you gonna hate her.
It's not the fact that I'm jealous.
You're
it's
jealous.
the way that she acts.
There is no question that you are jealous and insecure.
Why is she here anyway?
Because Ms. Cunningham is saying that she wants you to keep her name out her mouth. Am I right,
do.
Ms. Cunningham?
I do.
So why don't you state for the record, once and for all, what do you think about the plaintiff and the defendant's relationship, and do you have any role to play in it, ma'am?
It's very toxic. She's gonna lose Derrick if she keep on acting like a child. She's gonna lose the relationship and somebody else gonna snatch him up. And if I wanted him, I could have had him. But that's not the case. So she need to leave my name out my mouth.
But I don't have my name in your mouth.
Yes, you did.
No, I don't.
Yes, you did.
This is the point in the matter. See, I told her from the beginning, the way that she acts around my babe is the problem. I
And
told
what
her
way
from the
does she
beginning.
act around the
She
defendant?
stares at him.
Girl, I do not stare at him. Please.
I mean,
Please.
but she does that with everybody.
it's
You
the way-
jealous. You jealous and you gonna
but
hate her.
It's not the fact that I'm jealous.
You're
it's
jealous.
the way that she acts. When I go out the room, they act funny. Then when I come back in the room, it's...
Ms. Bluitt, I can tell you why they act funny. Is because there is no question that you are jealous and insecure. Now, you may have reason to be. You may have reason to be, ma'am. Because even a broke clock is right twice a day. There may be a reason for you to be paranoid. But they are very conscious of the fact that you are going to be paranoid and you are going to be upset and you are going to bring the drama. It's not like everybody in your friendship circle does not know that already. Everybody already knows.
Exactly. And that's what a lot of the problems come around in, because it's like almost like I can't even have friends either, because if they're female friends, even if they friends of of mine that's dating a female, like in this situation. We
Ms.
can't
Cotton-
be friends because she's gonna eventually accuse me of one of them or accuse them of looking at me a certain kind of way, and that's just driving me crazy to the point where I'm just really sick of it. And I'm to the point where if she can't change some of these ways, then I can't keep on being the breadwinner in this situation. I mean,
No,
I pay
because-
all the bills.
Mr. Coleman, I'm going to let you finish that statement, but I'm going to dismiss Ms. Cunningham with the thanks of the court to say, Ms. Cunningham, there's been no proof that you have done anything inappropriate with the defendant, and absent proof, I'm not going to cast aspersions on you. My suggestion, however, is as long as they're together, understand that there is going to be tension. Ms. Bluitt does not like you. You clearly don't like Ms. Bluitt. And if, in fact, these two decide to stay together, it most likely means that you will not be having a relationship with the defendant. That is what's going to happen if, in fact, they stay together, which I'm not suggesting that they will. But the point is, there should be two people in this relationship. The third person should have nothing to do with it, unless she has something to do with it. Fair enough?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Ms. Cunningham. I
welcome.
appreciate your time today.
You're welcome.
He said that I wasn't gonna have no issues with all these women that he has, all these women. That's why I'm insecure. I didn't have these insecure problems before I met him.
No,
No, be quiet. I wasn't like this before I met him.
If you'd like your case to be heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com. Missed a show? Watch full episodes on our streaming platforms and follow us on social media for exclusive content.
Mr. Coleman, I know that you're being accused of multiple things. A lot of this comes from the fact that some things have changed in terms of the dynamic of your household.
Yeah, she started having headaches and different things like that. And, you know, her eyesight was starting to get bad and stuff, so she was complaining about those issues while at work.
So to summarize, Ms. Bluitt, you've been having some health challenges, is that correct?
Yes.
What are those health challenges so that I can know for certain?
I have severe migraines. I'm legally going blind. And then my diabetes is starting to mess with my eyes, and I have to go to the doctor today.
So you're facing some serious health challenges.
Yes, and then he's gonna tell me that because of my health issues that he wants to leave this relationship.
Well, I didn't say because of her health issues.
Because I had to stop working, so now you want to leave the relationship.
But the reason I'm talking about the relationship is because if something happens, I'm the sole provider for us. And we have a big house, and I have a lot of bills. I pay everything. I even have life insurance for a daughter. But God forbid something happened to me right now, where would we go from there, though? See, I don't have no security, but as far as she's concerned, she's secured because she got me. She know I'm gonna go to work and make money. But I'm thinking about my own self. So yeah, I was thinking, you know, that I can't blame her because I put myself in this situation. I made the choice to be with her regardless of her situation and her health and all
And
that.
has that changed?
Yes, it has. And
you don't have to mince words.
Yeah.
It might be difficult to hear,
Yes,
but
it's
at least it's changed.
Yes, it's changed.
Ms. Bluitt, you wanted to say?
Before we moved back here to Atlanta, he said that I wasn't gonna have no issues with all these women that he has, all these women and stuff. I've been having issues with these women. That's why I'm insecure. I didn't have these insecure problems before I met him. I wasn't like this.
No,
No, be quiet. I didn't have all these insecure stuff, and I humbled myself, and I wasn't like this before I met him. I didn't have women issues and stuff I wasn't like this before I met him.
The problem is, Your Honor, as you can see through her testimony so far today, that's not what it is. It's not no real issue with the women.
Thanks.
It's just she's insecure, and then on top of that, like for instance, the witness that just left, she looks at her
She
as
does
a threat.
like you, though.
Okay, but she looks at her as a threat. You know why? Because that woman works every day.
But
that woman got her own car. That woman has her own place. And those
That's not
are
a
the
threat.
reasons why she feels so threatened, because she ain't doing none of that.
Ms. Bluitt, you said that you're at the end of your rope with Mr. Coleman because he is, quote, a liar, a cheater, and unsupportive. Mr. Coleman, you say that you were here to try to save this relationship, but you believe that Ms. Bluitt is in denial of her own accountability in this relationship.
Yes.
Ms. Bluitt,
I want to
and Mr.
make it
Coleman,
work.
Let me say this to you.
Dang.
There's some serious disconnect between the two of you. Ms. Bluitt, instead of focusing on Mr. Coleman's negative qualities, I think it's time you focus on yourself. You are at the age where you need to have a backup plan. What is your backup plan should something happen to Mr. Coleman? You're a 40-year-old woman.
Well, I'm going.
You're a 40-year-old woman, ma'am, excuse me. All of this insecure jealousy because some other woman may look at your husband or your fiance longer than you'd like. You have to get enough security in yourself to say, if you can beat me rocking, you can have my chair. You need to be that woman because no man wants to be in a relationship with somebody who is too clingy, too whiny, too needy, and not bringing something to the table other than an appetite. I'm sorry if it sounds blunt, but that's just the truth. No woman wants to be in a relationship with a man like that. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you want this man, then you're going to have to get happy with yourself and bring a whole human being to this relationship. Because what you are bringing to the relationship, I'm sorry, ma'am, no. You are whiny, you are needy, you are clingy, you have trust issues, and unless you can resolve them for yourself, this relationship will not work. Mr. Coleman can't resolve them for you. I've seen no evidence that he has been stepping outside of the relationship. I do think, Mr. Coleman, you are inconsiderate in continuing to feed her paranoia by some of your behaviors. Mm-hmm. Your choices feed her paranoia. Now, I think her expectations are unreasonable, that women won't look at you, that you can't have female friends unless she's in the room. I think that's unreasonable, and that's not life-sustaining. But that's your choice whether or not you want to be a part of that.
Right.
Okay? And that's blunt talk for you, because I can't imagine that any man does want to be a part of that. You want to live a whole and complete life and have a relationship where there's mutual trust. Am I correct, Mr. Coleman?
That's correct, ma'am.
Ms. Bluitt, if you're not prepared to do that, which means you need to work on yourself and get you some happy, then you're going to lose him. Ms. Cunningham said it much more colorfully than I did, but I'm going to say it just the same. If you don't want somebody who is willing to work hard, take care of you, and as far as I can see, not step outside of the relationship and breach your trust, then you are going to have to work on those trust issues. Mr. Coleman, would you like to have some help working on these issues, or are you done? And I'm asking you, I didn't ask Ms. Bluitt.
Well, I mean, I would like for us to get a little bit of help, because I love her. I'm not just gonna walk away from the situation and leave her without, without any type of, situation. I wouldn't know she wouldn't have nowhere to go or anything. So I want to work on it to try to help her as best we can. At least give it a try. Yeah.
That right there is a good man, because a whole lot of people would have said, nah, I'm good. Ms. Bluitt?
Yes.
I will offer you premarital counseling. I will offer that. The court will take care of that counseling for you. If, in fact, you come to it without accusations, but seeking solutions. Are you willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay, you better do that, because, ma'am, you will lose this man. And it may not be Miss Cunningham, but somebody else will take him. Premarital counseling may be necessary to save this relationship, but individual counseling has to be mandatory for the plaintiff.
Absolutely. When you have to crawl on the ground like a Navy SEAL, that's the biggest red flag in the courtroom.
It is waving all over the place. I don't know if they're gonna make it.
Me either.
Made in Georgia.